I have never met a man so ignorant that I couldn't learn something from him. The laws of nature are written by the hand of God in the language of mathematics. To understand the universe, you must understand the language in which it's written, the language of mathematics. You can't teach anybody anything, only make them realize the answers are already inside them. Knowing thyself, that is the greatest wisdom. Nothing occurs contrary to nature except the impossible, and that never occurs. If you could see the earth illuminated when you were in a place as dark as night, it would look to you more splendid than the moon. You may force me to say what you wish, you may revile me for saying what I do, but it moves. I do not feel obliged to believe that the same God who has endowed us with sense, reason, and intellect has intended us to forego their use. Where the senses fail us, reason must step in. Nature is relentless and unchangeable, and it is indifferent as to whether its hidden reasons and actions are understandable to man or not. Philosophy is written in that great book which ever lies before our eyes, I mean the universe, but we cannot understand it if we do not first learn the language and grasp the symbols, in which it is written. Holy Scripture could never lie or err, its decrees are of absolute and inviolable truth. Mathematics is the key and door to the sciences. In questions of science, the authority of 1,000 is not worth the humble reasoning of a single individual. Scripture is a book about going to heaven. It's not a book about how the heavens go. All truths are easy to understand once they are discovered, the point is to discover them. The greatest wisdom is to get to know oneself. The book of nature is written in the language of mathematics. The sun, with all those planets revolving around it and dependent on it, can still ripen a bunch of grapes as if it had nothing else in the universe to do. There are those who reason well, but they are greatly outnumbered by those who reason badly. It is a beautiful and delightful sight to behold the body of the moon. Nature does not act by means of many things when it can do so by means of a few. Measure what can be measured, and make measurable what cannot be measured. With regard to matters requiring thought, the less people know and understand about them, the more positively they attempt to argue concerning them. Man kann einen Menschen nichts lehren. Man kann ihm nur helfen, es in sich selbst zu finden. The Bible shows the way to go to heaven, not the way the heavens go. I think that in the discussion of natural problems we ought to begin not with the scriptures, but with experiments and demonstrations. And, believe me, if I were again beginning my studies, I should follow the advice of Plato and start with mathematics. Mathematics is the language with which God has written the universe. The sun with all the planets around it, and depending on it, can still ripen a bunch of grapes as though it had nothing else in the universe to do. We cannot teach people anything, we can only help them discover it within themselves. E pur si muove. It still moves, what Galileo purportedly muttered after torturers forced him to recant his theory that the earth orbits the sun. You cannot teach a person anything, you can only help him find it within himself.